Oh boy, moopers. More moopers. I have my studio computer over here right now. There's the board and everything in there. I'm going to swap it into this case, which is a $10 case I got off of X-Oxide, thanks to a recommendation by Nilbud. And this case can take micro ATX motherboards. It's really, really well made for how cheap it was. Like, the steel is really thick. You can, especially on the top cover. Look at this. This is very, very thick steel. Very, very thick steel, and I really like that. It's really well made. It is an Asian case, but it's quite well made. Here's the front panel of it. So you get two optical drive bays, you get the power reset button, and I guess a logo to put there if you want it really so desired to. I'm not going to put anything there. Got a floppy drive bay here, which is pre-cut, so you have to use a floppy drive without a faceplate, or take the faceplate off of another floppy drive. Off of it, rather. The thing I like the most about this case is it takes full-size PCI slots. Right there, so you can use full-size cards without a problem. I guess it had provisions for putting USB and serial ports up here, but those are on the motherboard anyway, down here, so why would it even matter? Comes with its own little weird faceplate thing, which I'm going to take the faceplate out of this thing and use it for that. It takes an SFX power supply, which I don't have, so I'm going to have to run the power supply outboard and just run a ground wire back to the case, which is kind of a hack job, but it will work just fine. So there you have it. So yeah, as far as that goes, that's what's gonna happen. I just showed you the way it is now, and then I'll show you after I've changed it. Alright, I've moved the board over into this computer, and everything, along with the fan's been installed in it. Got the board here with all the PCI slots, power supply outboard there. I'm going to somehow have to ground that to the case, probably with some speaker wire or something along those lines. But yeah, here I have the Netgear Range Max Next wireless PCI adapter, which is wireless and the All-Rail Vortex 2. An ATI Radeon X600 that I'm going to use for video so I can get the 2 gigs of RAM in there back. And the TV tuner card, as you can kind of see. Anyhow, I gotta figure out how to ground this power supply. But anyway, as you can see here, I put a floppy drive in there just for lulz. There is the 500 gigabyte Western Digital Caviar Blue, which has been recertified, so it's technically just a Caviar SE now, SE16. SATA on there. I put a mass cool fan there. I believe this is an intake fan, because if there's a power supply in here, it should theoretically, that should be the outtake fan. Like this would normally be an outtake fan if it were to fit in there. In the front I have non-matching colors galore. I have this LG DVD drive. I really recommend LG DVD drives. They are very, very nice. Got the floppy there with a black lid on it instead of the one that I was originally going to put in here, which would have looked like that, but the faceplate's kind of stuck on there, so I don't feel like figuring out how to get it off. I'll just put a different floppy drive in. So there you have it. Now this, for a $10 case, this is damn sturdy. The buttons feel really good. I think this will just make a nicer studio computer, being that it's pizza box style, sort of. It's not small form factor because it's got full-size PCI slots, but I like full-size PCI slots. I hate that small form factor crap for the miserable dealings of you know, the undersized half-height PCI slots. Okay, what I've got here is some automotive hookup wire that I bought from Radio Shack some time ago. Very stiff wire, and it's solid wire at the end, so I think it'll be able to handle itself as a grounding wire just fine. At least on this particular power supply. So that's what I'm going to do to get that wire in there. Then I'm probably going to tighten it down on a particular screw, most likely that screw there. I was carrying this beast up the stairs, that's why I'm panting. But yeah, that's what I'm about to do here. Okay, so I've kind of hack-fucked my way into a ground wire here. I have one, this is the automotive hookup wire. I got one under this screw of the power supply and this one under this screw of the case. So theoretically, this should ground the power supply out without a problem. And being it automotive wire, it should be able to handle the load just fine. However, if lightning were to strike and would go through this, I think the wire would probably melt, but let's not hope that that happens. This is only temporary until I can get a power supply that is this SFX form factor. So let's go set this up over by the workstation over there and give it a try, shall we? Alright, here we are with the audio workstation in its new case, the audio video workstation. Looking pretty good. I got the outboard power supply there. I should probably mention the brand of the power supply too. It is an Ultra LSP 550. These Ultra power supplies are CompUSA's in-house brand, and they're pretty good power supplies. They offer quite a bit of voltage on the 12-volt rail, or amperage, 30 amps on the 12-volt rail. And that's excellent for a 550, and not only that, but it's a single rail design, which is real good. I've moved the speakers to directly in front of me. They kind of block the monitor a little bit, but not too much, I hope. So let's, power supply's on. Let's give this thing a test. First test here. Excellent. Meep. Let me turn the monitor up to picture so you can actually see it. What appears as though this is a success. There's XP's booting up. Now I got the DVD drive right in front of me, which is excellent. Now I don't have to stuff the computer behind here anymore, which is great. It's just right at my disposal right there. As you can hear, Windows boots up happily. And there's the power supply fan all going nicely. Seems the outboard power supply idea is working just fine. I just grounded it to the case for safety, and there you have it. Although this speaker setup's get kind of annoying because it's blocking part of the really, as I have to snake an antenna underneath some more wire. Christ's sake, move! Thank you. Damn, move the damn antenna out of the way. These speakers are kind of in the way of me seeing what I'm doing, but I figure there's a way to set these speakers up and that won't, get in the way. Not really sure about how I'm going to do that yet, but that seems to work okay. It has found the ATI graphics card, apparently. Which actually does have pretty stable video, I lied, so all I need to do is run a Windows Update and get the drivers from there, because I'm just using this to see stuff on the screen. It doesn't really matter how good of quality the driver is unless it makes the computer freeze, which hopefully it won't. But all in all, it seems to be a success. I just need to get a power supply that'll fit in there instead of having to run it outboard like that, which leaves me less desk space, which is kind of irritating. Alright, let's go to the hardware section of, apparently it's not on there. Alright, does it at least detect it in Device Manager? Nope. Oh well, I'll have to find some drivers for it. I've had success in finding the driver. They put it on the Legacy support, which makes sense, actually. Let me turn the light off. Doesn't make much of a difference, does it? Anyhow, it's downloading there. So I'll get that installed, and then I'll have a fully functional machine here. And the hard drive light's a nice orange color. I like that. It's very nice. The fan's a little loud, though. I might actually take a resistor to that fan and make it a little bit quieter, but let's put in the ATI drivers. I'm only doing the WDM drivers because I do not want ATI's software on this computer to just clog it up with the shit that it doesn't need. This is bothering me. Let me adjust the display so it's at the right angle here. Hard drive still clunks in there. Alright, so Express. As you can see, this computer is still fairly fast. And apparently these drivers are naughty because they're something that Windows doesn't recognize, lol. USB video driver? What? What is that? Well, it seems getting drivers for this X600 are it's a little harder than I thought. So I'm just having the Founding Hardware Wizard do it and see what it can find, but I doubt it'll find anything. You never know. Yep, could not find a damn thing. Screw it. Screw it. Let's go download it again and try it the proper way. Okay, I had to use that full software suite to get the drivers to work, but there we are. We have that ATI card working. Desktop there. There you have it. It recognizes the card. It's at its native resolution, which is 1024 by 768 for this 15-inch LCD monitor. And there you have it. So I have a functioning computer now that's not stuffed behind this cabinet, so it actually is part of the cart now. So that makes me very happy. It's just more work on the audio and video workstation. Just thought I'd show you swapping out to a case that makes more sense for this thing. And yeah, so have a good one, everybody. Ciao.